Hello, everybody. This is Dave Wallace coming to you from our home here in Wahiawa, Hawaii, and showing you folks some of the fruits that's growing here. These are papaya, okay, and actually these were papayas that were dropped off by the birds. So apparently, birds were eating our neighbors' papayas, and they came here and they released some here in our yard. So these are all wild papaya that decided to germinate and been growing and been taking care of it. And here's a marungai tree over here, okay, growing up. So this is really good for our Filipino dishes. And back there against the wall, you can see our dragon fruits going. And we got some tomatoes over here, beans, and way back there is a really nice, healthy papaya tree. Again, the papaya trees are all volunteers, and the birds are the ones that planted it. Okay, so everything is in bloom. Another thing that I wanted to show you folks is up here on our lychee tree. What you're looking at are this year's flowers, and the flowers are out, and it's a good time. So later on this summer, if the flowers stick and the fruits bear, okay, then you would have we're gonna have some lychee. Not as many on this tree, but actually this is more than normally this tree produces. Okay, and uh, going to the next tree, we have the Graf lychee. Okay, and here's the Graf lychee right here. And as you can see, there's more flowers here. Yeah, beautiful. And this tree um, has a tendency of, although it's smaller than the back tree that we just topped off this year, this tree produces a lot of fruits. Anyway, aloha, and this is Dave Wallace, and welcome to my uh, Monday Talk Story Time. And I'm just walking and enjoying the nice warm afternoon sun. And I'm going to head back to my story bench and take a look at some of the things here. Right. This is, I call this place the grotto. And it's a nice restful place. We have the Australian tree ferns, and underneath we have anthuriums. Actually, most of the anthuriums were moved and placed under the larger lychee trees in the back. And this is our backyard. Orchids up there. And here are the younger fern trees sprouting up. Nice mixture of plants. And here's my starting place. Okay, and there you go. All right, sitting down and relaxing. And got my doggies over here. Anyway, welcome to Talk Story Time. And today I'm going to be sharing some things that just recently happened. Just recently, I was asked to do some searching of some homes against for some potential buyers. And I was able to go in to visit some of these homes. Now, a couple of these homes are really old, and it's in the Eva area. And every time I go into a place like Eva, I know the history of the place. It's a plantation area with a long history and a lot of different people moving out of the places. So this is an old plantation home that it was probably built in the 1930s, just before just before World War II, and that's where the original home was. And over the years, the home had changed hands several times, and it's really interesting that some of these homes, especially the older homes, there's tremendous amount of energies from the previous owners that lived there. And this one home that I was asked to look at, as soon as I projected myself to the front door, and this is what I normally do, I project myself, astral project myself to the front door and gain entry through the front door, and I want my first impressions. And as soon as I reached the front door, there was a feeling like, get out of here, I don't want you here. And it was confusing to me. And so I stayed there, and I was wondering, what was happening here. And apparently this place was, from what I sensed, one of the previous owners, and there are multiple energies there. It felt really crowded. Just like different energies layered upon one another, stacked. But one of these owners and previous owners was really upset. He didn't want to let go of this place, and it felt like he was evicted. Him and his family was evicted. And after staying there, and I tried to console with him, I said, sorry, I'm just here to check things out. I'm not here to take anything away from you. And he kept trying to push me out, and I says, enough of this already. I need to check this out because other people are interested in it. And when I deal with this type of spirits, I remind them that their time has passed, and they didn't like the idea. He didn't like the idea that I told him, your time has passed, so you need to leave because another person is coming in and wanting to make this space their home. And the question is, when you run into these types of energies, what do you do? Okay. Do you try and sit down and reason with them and work out a plan or compromise? Or do you just say enough of this and get out? Okay. And the feeling that I had from this person, and this person was a very proud Hawaiian. Okay. Very proud Hawaiian. And apparently I had worked hard and saved money, and just was having problems meeting financial responsibilities. Didn't have the best jobs and didn't have the best paying jobs, but for some reason he allowed the house to go into foreclosure. And this was probably in dating the period you're looking about in the 60s, 1970s, so almost shoots almost 40 years ago. So this home was being foreclosed, and this person was putting up a fight. And this fight was long and nasty, but eventually they were forced to move out. In fact, the pictures that I get from this time period where this particular individual stayed, lived, um, it got so mean and nasty that they had to call the sheriffs to come in and eventually evict this man and his family. And this man had a pretty large family, and I'm sure if I research the area out, I can find the details, but that's not my kuleana right now. My main purpose was to check out the home to make sure that it was okay. And this is a type of spirit that was we had to deal with. So eventually, after talking story with them and the other spirits, we did actually work out within an agreement. And the way I converse with this particular spirit was, give another person an opportunity to use your beautiful home. You put a lot of work into this place, and if you just let it sit, it's going to be wasted in Poho. And one of the things that Hawaiians don't like hearing is something going to waste, and especially something that they work hard for. So by bringing that up and appealing to his sense of responsibility for the place and his love for the place, it says, yeah, let somebody else malama this place and take care of it. And that way this house in your memory can live on. And so that kind of like soothed his peace and allowed me to enter the home. And after entering the home again, there were layers and layers of other energies, and you could tell that whoever took over this home kind of like followed the same pattern, money problems. And so after visiting with the home and visiting in the home and finding out what was going on, I contacted my client who asked me to check it out and shared my feelings, and they were kind of like chuckling because all the feelings like, oh, this is going to be a money pit and they're going to spend a lot of money, was one of the concerns about buying such an old home. Okay, and there's a lot of things that need to be fixed: the wiring, the plumbing. I mean, some of the plumbing is probably still galvanized pipe. Okay, so all of that needs to be replaced. So it can be an expensive thing trying to get an older home, up to code. Anyway, so I just wanted to share that experience because I didn't have to go there physically and be at the house. And this is something that I do quite frequently. This is my first step in investigating a place. I do it on a astral level, and I astral project myself. And in fact, that's why I stay up so late at night, so nobody bothers me. And it's in those wee hours in the morning when most of you folks are asleep when I'm working. Okay. And the astral plane is a real interesting place to visit, and it's very surreal in a way. But things that you see there, you can see things that not visible to the naked eye. And that's why I like to do a lot of investigative work during that along in that plane. Okay. Anyway, so I just wanted to share with you, and hope you folks enjoyed the pictures of the backyard. A lot of love in this land, a lot of love goes here. Okay, so until next week. Actually, until next week. This week Friday when I'm posting for the Powerball. I'll see you then. Okay, and until Friday, this is Dave Wallace from Waiwa, Hawaii, saying aloha.